You guys know these demo tapes don't just edit themselves together, right?
Well, all right. 3 cheers for Stephen Phillips.
Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
Well, I walk into the room.
Okay, that would be me. I'm here. I'm running a little late here. On the phone, talking to all them bill collectors. They don't give up in the morning. There's no doubt about that. But, hey, we're coming in with a 68 degrees on the high. 100% chance of rain. It says 95%, but I'm telling you it's 100% out there because it's raining. 40 on the low tonight, 16% chance of rain tonight. Hope everybody's doing good out there. We have got Steve Maggs going to be on with us. Excited about that. If y'all have not seen his the Steve Maggs car crawl or anything else that's got something to do with automotive industry, he is there, and he's actually one of the guys that represents all the cars when they come across the selling platform at the big auto auctions that you always watch on TV and thinking, man, I'd love to have one of them Superbirds. But excited to have Steve on.
Now, is he on this morning to push your new paint business?
Man, the Stephen Phillips Run, Drip, and Bubble Company. Yes, sir. We're in the body shop business right now. I guarantee it. Yep, guarantee it. But we've had a lot of fun with that. We actually throw together a makeshift paint booth, and all my buddies are calling, man. They're like, hey, I need to paint. It's amazing how many friends you can get when you buy a bass boat. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
I guarantee it. But anyway, and so that being said, hey, we ain't got a whole lot of famous birthdays, but if I can get this thing to work, because I'm running late, I got a couple of famous. That's a pretty good round number, ain't it?
Yeah. Got another 30 in them.
And then Anthony Smith. Y'all know Anthony Smith. We had him on a couple of times. Actually, he wrote the song Chrome. I know everybody knows Chrome, not to mention so many more. Happy birthday, Anthony Smith. Y'all can catch him tonight. He does a live streaming on Facebook and sings his song, tells the stories behind all the songs and all that good stuff. So give Anthony a big shout out. Go check him tonight on the radio. On the Facebook. Spacebook, as my dad calls it. Spacebook. So that being said, and today is National Puppy Day.
Yes, it is.
National Puppy Day.
That. I'm very impressed.
Actually, that originated out of China and Vietnam. National Puppy Day did. They love puppies over there.
I knew he was going to have to ruin it. I just knew he was going to have to ruin it.
Puppy on the half shell. Puppy Day is National Puppy. I think that's where it's actually originated out of. Now, you're a dog guy. You tell me.
I can tell you it didn't come out of China. Darn sure.
There ain't no dogs get out of China. Anyway, Lord of mercy, I'm sorry. It'd be cool if you keep dogs little, like puppies. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, they could just stay like puppies.
Yeah, they do. So anyway, let's jump to a quick break, see if we get Steve on.
I just heard the screams down at your mailbox, and I know why. Your water bill is 8 times what it was last month. I bet it's a leak. Call Grayland Leak Detection at 706-897-9110. Get the water bill under control when you call Grayland Leak Detection and Plumbing Services.
All righty, folks. Hope everybody's doing good out there. I got one of my favorite YouTubers on here, not to mention the man that knows more about automotive cars than anybody that I know. Steve Maggs, good morning. Do we make it?
Good morning. Good morning. Good to be here again, Steve.
Hey, I'm glad to see you, man. Y'all go to stevemaggs.com. He has got all his stuff on there that he is doing, not to mention his YouTube channel, which is absolutely outstanding. But let's get to some of the start in your career. You actually was Hot Rod Magazine. I mean, where did you get started with it in this?
I was born in New York City in 1964, not 1864, 1964.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm 57, but I grew up in Massachusetts, but moved to Los Angeles in 1990 to either act or write for Hot Rod Magazine, and did a little bit of extra work in movies. If you blink, you'll miss me. It doesn't matter. But I was doing a lot of writing for various magazines, Chrysler Power, Mopar Action, Drag Racing Monthly. And then that brought the attention of Ro McGonigal, who was the editor of Hot Rod. He called me and was I available to become tech editor? I said, yeah, I'll be there. So I was 7 years at Hot Rod, 1998 through 2005, I think it was. So it was wonderful. And that led to everything, really, doing Hot Rod Magazine TV, which led to Barrett Jackson, and everything from there is uphill.
Yeah. Well, now the Barrett Jackson it's a lot of work, but that has got to be so much fun. I haven't been yet, but I'm going one day just to hang out and do that. But now, how long have you been doing the Barrett Jackson?
17 years. We'll be in West Palm Beach, actually, April, 8, 9, 10, something like that. So tune in if you get a chance. It's on History Channel and FYI. But you guys are in Florida, or where are you located?
We're in Georgia.
Georgia. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Pardon my ignorance. Up in Massachusetts, so what do I know? But yeah, Barrett-Jackson, 17 years of that, and that's 4 times a year, and it's a blast to be part of that. It's the world's best rolling car show, and it's just an amazing thing. The Scottsdale auction is the one. If you're going to go to one of them, that's the one. That's the mothership where you'll see everything from Bugattis to Bentleys to Roadrunners to Hemi Cudas. It's all there. Shelby's, the whole mix.
Right. I love it, man. And then your YouTube channel. Tell us a little. I watch it. I've actually rang the bell, so every time you come up, I get to watch a new video. But you do it's called the Junkyard Crawl. You actually started this on Motor Trend magazine, I guess, and then.
That's right. Well, the Motor Trend channel is a recent thing. It replaced Velocity Channel, and it's all automotive programming. And for 3 seasons, I had a thing called Roadkill's Junkyard Gold, which was a half-hour show where we went all over the country and basically went into junkyards and found interesting cars. Didn't try to buy them, flip them, sell them, none of that stuff. Because as soon as you start touching them, they start costing you money. Although there's a lot of stuff that's very valuable, a lot of diamonds sitting in junkyards right now.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, Roadkill's Junkyard Gold ended after 3 years, and I said, well, there's too many cars left to tell. So I have a YouTube channel, and I do a thing called the Junkyard Crawl. Same thing. And it's free. Just Google in or whatever it is. Just log on or subscribe, I should say. There you go. And every day about a 7-minute long vehicle walk around, from a Chevy Citation X11 to a GTO convertible. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in junkyards. And the sad thing is these days, most junkyard owners, they now call themselves recycling centers, they know what they have.
Yeah.
And the days of crushing, Coronet RTs are over. But that's great. They're being saved, and luckily, hopefully, eventually they'll all get back on the road and be preserved and loved as they should be.
But there's a lot of folks out there like me, and I'm a car guy. I tell everybody I'm the Jay Leno of junk cars, because I got quite a few junk cars, but nothing like what Jay's got. But I got probably as many as he does. But I love to just walk through the junkyard, man. If I go out of town somewhere and I see an old junkyard, it looks like it's got some interesting cars, I'm like, hey, do you care if I just kind of wander through here and peep? And I love doing that.
Yeah, it absolutely. I do find that I do a few different kinds of videos. I love model cars. Like here's a Sox and Martin what if altered wheelbase Roadrunner right here. This is something that never existed in reality. But I built this thing in about 2 months. It took some time. It's steering wheels and stuff like that. But anyway, when I do videos about model cars, they're okay. People watch them. But the number one thing is Junkyard Crawl. And I think what it is, it's the precarious thrill of gold discovery, the treasure hunt, where, walking through a boneyard, you don't know if that Camaro is a 6-cylinder coupe, 3-speed manual, or an old SS 396, or a Copo 427. You don't know until you find out.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to say that every Mustang's a Boss 429 until you know it's not. You know what I mean? Because there's too many cars that have been just, forgotten in the junkyard that have been discovered by one lucky person with their eyes open who discovered that Shelby GT500 in the junkyard. It happens. So anyway, I get it. For car people, men and women, going to the junkyard for a sightseeing tour is like going to Disneyland or a museum.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It really is a museum.
Yeah, I guarantee. Now, I got to ask you one question. I watched this. Who is your helper? Who does your filming? We never find out who's doing. Is this your son or?
No. I don't have a kid, but it's a thing where I understand everything about the shiny side of the lens, but on the other end of things, editing and uploading and all that kind of stuff, it's just one bridge too far for me. So I have a technical helper, I guess you might say, and right now I'm partnering with a business called High Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts. They sell everything from Ferraris to Fords, everything, and I give them 1 day a week of me doing walk around videos on their inventory, and they give me 2 days with this fellow named Shane Richardson, who is their videographer. So I have a helper. And I wish I had a full-time person, because I could probably make way more videos. But as it is now, I go to the junkyard 1 or 2 days a week, and then the rest of the week I write and get ready for the next round. If this thing should take off, I probably will make this far more full-time. But it's a thing where you got to pay people for their time and effort. I get that. So
I think it's going to take off, and I like the Junkyard Crawl because it's usually about 10 or 15 minutes long, which is about what people watch nowadays when it comes to a video or anything like that. When you get into an hour and a half, people seem to tend to go away. But the knowledge that you have on these cars, you have wrote many books about far as the specs on different cars and stuff that you've got. How many books do you have out?
Well, I've written 5 books, and you're probably referring to this one, Stevie Nicks' 1001 Muscle Car Facts. And
Right.
this is actually, it's out of print, which is kind of wacky. But anyway, it's a thing where Car Tech Books out of Minnesota, they're a great publishing house. Almost anything you can imagine has been written about Jeeps, Ferraris, drag racing. Dino Don Nicholson, who spent a lot of time in Georgia, a great Chevy drag racer from the past, and Ford. But anyway, Car Tech Books, I've done a bunch of books, 1001 Mustang Facts, this sort of thing right here. And so anyway, these things are often available on Amazon. I don't sell them personally, but at any rate, I've written a fair amount of books, but just giving cars a voice is my number one passion. And whether it's in paper and ink or, now with the video. And it is astonishing really how these last 10 years or so, we can now give everything a voice. Everybody has a YouTube channel, and it's a great thing that we now have a voice. Don't have to wait for somebody at NBC to see the light after 6 years of pitching a story or a show to say, okay, you can have 5 minutes at the end of the Tonight Show or something. Now you can do whatever you want. It's great. If the world likes it, they come running, which is cool. It's great. That should be.
Well, now you do the Junkyard Crawl. Do you find, is that like you're in the junkyard up there next to you? Do you seem to does it sell some of the cars that you walk around? I mean, I see some you're looking at, and I'm thinking, dang, I think I could do something with that. Do they ever sell any of these after you've done your walk around on them? I mean, does it happen promote their junkyard?
Yeah, I generally describe where we are. I asked the junkyard owners, and right now I'm in Massachusetts. When I was with Motor Trend, Roadkill's Junkyard Gold, there was a big budget, and we would travel all over the country. And there were 30 episodes from South Carolina, North Carolina, California, Arizona, Texas, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. But now I kind of have a short leash, at least for now, for this season. So it is true that I go to local yards, and I always say, hey, I'm here at Burleson Auto Wrecking or One Stop Towing or whatever it might be, so that if folks do want to reach out to the owner and buy that car or fix it or get a wheel off it, whatever, it can move a step closer to living again. So sometimes that does happen. I have nothing to do with that. I get permission. I don't pay the yard anything. They say, well, okay, come on in. A lot of yards are hesitant to have people come in. And because if somebody trips and stubs their toe or who knows what, that kind of thing. But so they give me the opportunity to walk through the yard, and I'll certainly say where the car is. And if people want to connect the dots from there, they certainly can, and some do. But that's not really my part of the picture.
Yeah. Well, I can see, because some of them, when you're doing that, I'm just all excited. I'm like, dang, I think I could. I ain't seen one of them forever. But you've got, like you said, you did the citation the other day, and I thought, man, alive, citations. I mean, golly, who would have thought?
I got to say, right out of college, 1986, I had a job at a place called Ragsdale Chevrolet in Spencer, Mass. They're gone, but I sold a Chevy Citation. There was a leftover 85 on the lot, and I can actually say that I sold a Citation. And back then they were not. Well, here's the thing: the 80s were a tough time for the auto industry, and it's astonishing today that we have a mid-engine Corvette that'll outrun almost any Ferrari or Lamborghini, or at least run with it, for $65,000 for a base car. We have the Challenger Demons that run 9s. And, in the 80s, we thought we would not have V8s. When the IROC Z got a 230 horsepower, 5.7, we thought it was like, wow. And so the standards are pretty low. So, but now with the passage of time, those cars are worth a second look. And certainly today, IROC Zs, 5-liter Mustangs, Grand Nationals, those things are serious, and people are buying them. But the other stuff, the second and third and 10th string celebrities, and I do say that with a pun, the Chevy Celebrity, of course, followed the Citation. But the 80s were a dark time, front-wheel drive. But a clean example of any of those things today is it's an interesting thing. So why not talk about it? If nothing else, then to say how far we have come.
Yeah. I'm with you. Of course, they laughed at me, but I bought one of them little Shelby Charger 2.2 turbos the other day, just so I'd have a Shelby. I've got a Shelby, so I'm excited,
Yeah, I remember when those cars were new. Remember the Omni GLHS, or that goes like hell Shelby. Ooh, the whole thing. And that was a heck of a little car, 4 doors, but it was very potent, giant killer. And again, at that time, you got to remember, 1978, Chrysler filed bankruptcy. Lee Iacocca comes, and they saved the company with front-wheel drive only vehicles. They went lowball, but it worked.
Yeah.
It worked, and without that stuff. But it was a depressing time because Chrysler did not have a rear-wheel drive platform except for the trucks. So they didn't have anything. Well, the Fifth Avenues and stuff, sure, in the mid-'80s, but the front-wheel drive stuff was supposed to be the big, bright future, which to me, it kind of reminds me of the electric cars of today, which there's half parts hype and half parts reality. I'm all for electric cars, but I like to say that as soon as you freeze a picture of a traffic jam, anywhere you can see it, and if every one of those cars in that traffic jam can recharge at the same time, we're there.
Yeah.
For interest rate, but it ain't there, man. It's going to be a long time. So I get it. I appreciate them. But also I remember the metric system. Remember that metrics in the mid-'70s, the world's like, oh my God, there was these mandates that all state signs had to be registered in kilometers per hour and miles per hour. It's a whole thing. Here it comes, people. Get ready. It's coming, whether you like it or not. Well, it kind of, it whizzed out. It was gone. So you never know. Electric cars are interesting. They're cool, but we'll have pistons and gasoline, I think, for a good long time. And it's cool.
I'm going to tell you, I got a buddy of mine put a set of glass packs on an electric car, and it didn't make a bit of difference. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. It never overheats. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I'm going to tell you, I want to ask you one more thing before we get going. You're actually building a very, very cool car right now that you drug out of Texas. Tell us a little bit about how that's coming along.
Yeah. It's called Project Rem Charger, which is a play on Ram Charger, which was a Max Wedge, 1962 through 64 Dodges. Well, I get a 64 Dodge Dart, which is a B-body. It's a big car.
Right.
Not a little Dodge Dart, but anyway, it's a 4-door police car. It's got the 9 in the second spot of the VAN. It's a 318 poly car, but has the 11-inch drums. Big, it's heavy-duty car. So I bought it out of Texas, $5,000, trucked it to Massachusetts. It's fairly rust-free, but on my YouTube channel, as I can and as time allows, I'm transforming it into a 4-door Max Wedge. So the sleeper REM, REM, Rapid Eye Movement, Rem Charger, kind of makes sense. I don't know. But yeah, Project Rem Charger, 62 Dodge Dart, 4-door Max Wedge, clone tribute car is coming together slowly on my YouTube channel.
Well, it's looking good, man. I've got a buddy of mine. Of course, he passed away a few years ago, and that era of cars, that was his favorite. He liked them, 64 Plymouths and all that kind of stuff. And he would take the 4-door station wagons, and he found out that the doors, he could swap over and make 2 doors out of a 4-door station wagon. Very cool car when he got done with it. Very little work to do that, the way it worked out, but it was very, very, very neat. So, but anyway, I love that stuff, man. I do. I love, that's the thing about it. Nowadays, you get these people, they just buy parts and bolt on. But back when we grew up, you had to do the best you could. So you'd have to go out to the junkyard, find what you could, the best you could, and then put it together on low budget. And then it seemed like, you get a lot of these YouTube channels that get started in that, theory, and then money gets involved. And the next thing you know, they're buying a blower. And for the average guy out here making a living, it's just hard to make a hot rod, with new parts.
Yeah, slicing and dicing, the LS, the Chevy LS engine, which can be found in pickup trucks and vans, and it's basically the heart of a Corvette. It's an amazing thing. So it's a cheap way to go fast, but it is true that it's to slice and dice a car is it's not a dying art by any stretch. But I do find a lot of the diesel pickup truck people, they seem to be the ones who are really going crazy with freestyling and going crazy, just building stuff that's eye-opening and junkyard based, and bashing pieces together. But yeah, it all goes together at the same time. And there's a lot of young people involved in cars. I've seen, I don't think more than, it's been a long time since we've seen as many people under 30 involved with cars. And it's a good sign for the future because, today's hot rodder is tomorrow's auto engineer. So, it's good to be hands-on with vehicles. It teaches you so many things about everything in life.
Yeah, folks, we're talking. Go to stevemags.com. You can check out all the stuff he's got going on, man. Love this guy. He is a car guru. There's no doubt about it. You talking about them diesels, man. I've got a little 87 Corvette, and I actually got blown away by a diesel yesterday or a couple of weeks ago at the red light, man. It's unreal how quick them things are, man. Of course, after about, 2 car lengths, I couldn't see anything but black smoke, but,
Yeah.
You got to get
so many ways to go fast.
Yeah. So anyway, but now you live in Massachusetts, and I told you, I sent you a thing. I said, move to Georgia, man, where the weather is nice and the tea is sweet. Why don't you, everybody else is coming down here. Why don't you pick up and come on down?
It's tempting. I will say the one thing about Massachusetts that I'll never get used to is the rust. A brand new fill in the blank becomes an old rusty critter within 5 years. It's horrible salt. But without the salt, we slide around and hit trees. Not good. I did spend 17 years in Los Angeles, which is, Mecca. It's paradise. It was too crowded. So I did my part to make it better. I left, right? So I'm happy here. Georgia's a beautiful state.
Yeah.
Sure. And the Commerce Dragway, it's a great place.
Hey, Commerce Dragway's gone, man.
No, what?
It's gone. They made a battery plant out of it. They sure did. They had the last race last year, sure enough. And a lot of us rednecks are crying. That's the thing about it. all this stuff that people they buy in next to a drag strip, and then they start complaining, and the next thing you know, it's done. You know. And
Yes, I mean, one of the case studies in that is the Pomona, the home of the Winter Nationals since 1959 or whatever it is. The Pomona drag strip in California. There were houses, there was an airport, and little by little, the homeowners associations, you know, they got the power. So now Pomona, they're still around, but they have permission. They've been given permission to run about 4 times a year. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess you just got to plan. And it is true that a lot of junkyards have the same thing. There's a lot of junkyards that basically were out in the middle of nowhere. Now that there's a Walmart next door, the land is so valuable, they got to sell out and scrap everything. That happens too. So just got to stay ahead of the ball.
I'm with you on that. But I know Finnegan lives down here in Georgia now, so I know you know him. Maybe you could stay in one of his rooms while you're trying to find a place to live or something. That'd be cool.
Find a station wagon, a Suburban. I'll live in a Suburban in the backyard.
That'll work. Steve, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm a big fan of yours. Hope everybody else is. And if y'all are not, you need to go check out. If you're a car guy, you need to know who he is. There is no doubt. Go to stevemags.com. Anything we leaving out, I don't want to leave anything out, man, because I want to support you all I can.
Yeah, the Steve Mags YouTube channel. Every day, a fresh video, walk around. They're about 7 minutes long, sometimes 12, 13. It's just a little way to start your day. And it's a look-see at a car, and it's something interesting. So Steve Mags, the YouTube channel is the thing that's, most active right now. And, of course, Barrett Jackson on FYI on Thursday, Friday, and History Channel on Saturday. Coming up, I believe it is April 8, 9, 10, something like that, or 7, 8, 9 is what it is. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to watch the cars sell for big bucks and drool a bit or go buy a car, you can do that too. But so those two things are first and foremost in my world.
Hey, I'm all for buying a car if you'll co-sign for me, but can you do that?
You get the same problem. I go there to look at cars is what I do.
I'm with you. So anyway, well, I'll be seeing you one of these places. I guarantee it, because I definitely want to meet you. And like I said, keep up the good work. And folks, I'm not kidding you. I go to this Junkyard Crawl because he not only walks around the cars, but he tells you stuff that you just do not know. And it's amazing that some of the history and the text and the stuff that he knows about these cars that you never even realize. And it's very interesting. Steve, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Steve.
You take care.
Wednesday morning is a good time to get to the bottom of why your water bill is so high. If it is, call Graylin Leak Detection at 706-897-9110. Get the water bill under control when you call Graylin Leak Detection and Plumbing Services.
All righty, folks, we're back with you. Y'all go check out stevemags.com, man. He is a great guy, especially if you're a car guru like I am. And I know there's a lot of y'all out there listening that love old junk cars just like I do. Hey, we got a hiker out in California thinks he's got proof of Bigfoot. He got proof after all this year. A hiker in California, he found a Bigfoot print out there. It's Bigfoot's.
They find footprints all the time.
But now they found it in California, so it's official now.
They've got proof down there in Cherry Log or
but
whatever
it don't
that place
count
is.
now, but it's in California. As long as it comes out of California, I guess
is that how it works?
That's how it works. I don't know, man.
Hey, you were talking to the car guy. Chevrolet Corvette Stingray production idled this week due to parts shortage.
We got a lot of that part shortage. They actually got these Ford cars. You can buy them, and then after they get the parts, they send them to you, and you just assemble them. It's like buying a model car now at the grocery store. Used to we'd buy model cars and you put them together. That's the way it is with new cars now.
Man, I don't know about that.
What? You say some little old lady out there trying to bolt her carburetor on her brand new Corvette?
Hey, Steven, can I borrow that socket wrench?
Yeah.
Man, that would be scary, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Hey, we got a Playboy model claims she was kicked out of an Airbnb house for being too hot.
Hot as in gorgeous or hot as in
gorgeous?
Too warm?
Gorgeous. I'm telling you, when you're in an Airbnb and you're in a residential area, please do not nude sunbathe. I'm just saying, you'll get kicked out every time.
So
I hate when that happens. I just hate when that happens.
Currently looking for residents.
I know Packy got kicked out 2 or 3 Airbnbs down there naked sunbathing.
Not because I was too hot there.
Call 911.
This is really quite interesting. That they did a poll or a survey, and they asked Democrats, "Is America worth fighting for?" And believe it or not, the majority said no.
Who said that?
It was in a poll that was done. I'm trying to find out who did the poll, but
oh yeah, that all depends on who done the poll. I got one thing right here that throws me off. I guarantee you. We got a California college professor suing his student who apparently tried to cheat on an exam. Can they do that now? I'd have never made it through school. I'd be in prison right now if they could sue. Can they do that?
You can sue anybody
How
for anything.
How can you sue a student for cheating on an
You'd
exam?
be broke without a college degree.
That's what I'm sitting here thinking, man. If you ain't cheating, you ain't
Nothing
trying.
would have changed.
That's what I'm saying. You got to try at least. How did you make it through?
Mom, help me.
That's cheating. Can you actually? I just blow my mind. I thought, dang, I can sue over anything now. Reckon they're going to sue for.
You've always been able to sue over anything. Remember the guy who got stuck he was robbing the house and he got stuck in the other guy's garage door, and then he sues the guys that he was robbing.
Yeah, and then he actually got a big settlement on that.
Oh, there's been a lot of burglars that have been caught in the act by police officers, and they've either been bitten by a canine or trapped in an elevator, and then they turn around and sue the city because it was their fault.
And win.
And then some lawyers out there are like, well, I know he got $1 million, but if he'd have got me, I'd have got him $1.5 million. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing that really annoys me when you watch commercials with the law firms. Are you having headaches? Are you seeing double vision? You may have, and then they go through a list of about 80 things that you could possibly have. I've got 60 of them.
I trust the ones with a cowboy hat. If they say, put a cowboy hat
Yeah,
on, turn around and say, we'll deal with the government. You have enough to worry about.
Have you
I
been in
I trust.
Have you been in an auto accident? Have you been in a wreck? I'm like, I drive a wreck. Are you kidding?
All truckers are evil.
Yeah.
Have you driven
We'll
down?
get the
Just
money you
driving
deserve.
through Atlanta, there's got to be 60 billboards for different law firms.
I tell you, I can solve that problem, and I think that's a lot wrong with your health care so expensive because of health care insurance on top of all the lawsuits that goes on. And I think your auto insurance are high because of that, because they just pay them out just to settle it because it costs so much to go through the court system. But if you set it up to like, if I got mad at Packy because his hair is prettier than mine, and I sued him for $1 million, and then I lost, I should have to pay him $1 million.
Well, that's how it is. There are in a lot of countries, like in Great Britain, if you bring a frivolous lawsuit and then it goes against you, guess what? You get hit with the court cost and the fees.
I'm not talking about the court cost. I'm talking about what you paid. I mean, what you're suing for. If I sue him for $1 million and I lose, I already have to pay him $1 million.
Well,
What about if you were suing some big corporation or whatever that has tons of lawyers?
Well, there you go.
You can't do that. And you go up against them, and they really are in the wrong. You got to pay the big corporation whatever you sue them for.
But here's the thing on that: a lot of lawyers will pick up a case if it's worth, pro bono, and then that's like if you get $1 million, then they get $999,009, and then you get the other dollar.
You owe them $12.
Pretty much the way it works on that. But this lawsuit stuff's crazy. And these people are like, oh, I'll sue you, I'll sue you, I'll sue you. And my daddy, I don't know if I can say, I guess it is. I'm gonna say it's. I guess the statute of limitations. A guy fell down in front of my daddy's building one time, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna sue you." And Daddy said, "Well, I'll tell you what you do when you sue me. You keep the number to your lawyer because I'm gonna whoop your hind end every time I see you." Well, we never heard anything else out of that. That's kind of my thinking on the deal on that. But I just think these people are just trying to get wealthy doing. I cut up and go on about falling at Walmart and all that kind of stuff, but. We've actually had Durhamtown down in Athens where we love to go ride and everybody likes to go ride, had an accident down there. The lawsuit was in the guy's favor that wrecked the motorcycle, his motorcycle on their property, and they shut down. I think they're trying to open up and sold it under another name or whatever it goes on with that. But that if I go down there and I go to Durhamtown to ride my motorcycle and I wreck and I break my leg, that's my fault. Do you not think it's my fault? What lawyer or what judge or whoever would say, but it's the place's fault for having the.
But just like you said, there's a lot of lawyers who pick up a case if they think that they could win. There's a lot of lawyers who pick up a case who maybe shouldn't pick up the case ethically, but they do. And
but I mean, how can that be? How can that be the people's fault? I mean, if you're walking through a grocery store, you fall down.
You tried that, but you kept getting on other
they got
cameras.
the video cameras now, yeah.
Well, and the other ones, you're on the people of Walmart cameras, too.
I'm pretty proud about that. Yeah, I actually got my start, with my family being on the Jerry Springer show is where I actually got my start. But I don't know, man. Like I said, stuff like that just runs me crazy. And then Durhamtown had to pay, I guess the insurance did or whatever else, a lot of money out for this guy that wrecked. And
you're right with, the doctors, too. I mean, a lot of the reason why surgery, so if you look at a doctor, they make, $700,000 a year of surgeries and stuff. But how much of that goes to malpractice insurance?
Insurance is crazy. Yeah, insurance is crazy.
Well, I think, too, we've become such a litigious society.
Wait a minute, litigious. We're not.
Ding, ding, ding,
We're
ding,
Americans. I'm an American.
People,
I'm not litigious.
Are we doing a Packy joke of the day today?
I'm not litigious. What was you trying to say?
All right. We have become so sue everybody for everything. And what happens, we don't realize we are cutting into our own way of life. People no longer have the freedom to do a lot of things. I mean, you look at everybody goes, well, it costs a fortune to go to Disney. Do you have any idea what the insurance must be for an amusement park or something like that? because of frivolous lawsuits. I mean, there's really not that many serious things that happen there.
Well, I mean, I can understand a lawsuit. Like if you're on one of their rides and they are not maintaining it and they don't keep it up,
that's a different story. That's neglect. That's neglect.
Yeah.
But you have people that, they twist their ankle because they're in such a hurry to cut in front of somebody, and they trip over their own feet, and right away they want to sue. And unfortunately, that's become just a way of life. And again, I hold it against lawyers.
I don't know.
I sued the station one time. I got like 15 T-shirts, 2 cups, and 8 bumper stickers.
So you lost. You lost. Yeah. Hey, spring breakers should look out for mating horseshoe crabs on Florida beaches.
Teach them how to do it.
Better watch out for crabs down there, folks, while you're at spring break. I'm telling you, it's going to get bad. We got to...
I just heard the screams down at your mailbox, and I know why. Your water bill is 8 times what it was last month. I bet it's a leak. Call Graylin Leak Detection at 706-897-9110. Get the water bill under control when you call Graylin Leak Detection and Plumbing Services.
All righty, folks, we're back with you, and we have got a caller on the line for the Packy's Joke of the Day. Who we got, Pack?
Bill and Cindy Daves.
You sound like Santa Claus, man. Is this Santa Claus?
He's known to bring gifts.
There you go. What y'all doing up so early?
You know what it is? What, it's dang near 9 o'clock. Goodness, what's going on? How are you guys this morning?
We're a little wet today, man. How about y'all?
Oh, yeah. We need the rain, though. We need the rain, right?
Yeah, I guarantee it. We'd like to thank Bill and Cindy Days for bringing the joke of the day. And why do y'all do that? Because y'all sell insurance. Where do y'all sell it? I'm not insurance. Y'all sell real estate. Where do y'all sell real estate?
Remax Town and Country with 16 offices from Canton to Clayton.
One near you today for certain. Hey, market conditions, everything is going well. Gas prices do not seem to have quelled or dampened the buyer's enthusiasm. We're still looking for inventory. Nothing new over the last year,
Right. I know.
So it's funny. We were actually in Blue Ridge for an event yesterday evening, and they were talking about, the expansion of the town. I mean, have you guys been down there lately?
Where at now?
It's called Blue Ridge.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, yeah, you skipped me there just a second. Yeah, I've been to Blue Ridge, believe it or not.
Have you been in the last few months? I mean, it's crazy.
We actually go down some. Yeah, they got some cool places down there to hang out, and they got that big train. I like to go down that train and smush my pennies.
Absolutely, yeah. Then you could sell them for, what, $2 on eBay?
Yeah.
It's funny because one of the meetings that we were trying to make, but unfortunately had to miss, was, the state has put not a moratorium that's temporarily slowed down the right-of-way acquisition process for that new MARTA line that's coming into Fannin. Have you heard that?
No, did they really put a slowdown on that?
Yeah, they did. Well, seems as though they may have discovered some mating grounds for Bigfoot,
Yeah. Now, what does MARTA stand for, MARTA? What is MARTA? Moving...
merchant area retail training. I don't know.
Yeah, something. Anyway, we need some MARTA, man. We need MARTA.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll kick that back off again, and the folks will be coming up here now in droves, if we're lucky.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. So speaking of great, you got a Coke for us today?
I do, and I've got a fresh batch for you.
It's Packy's Joke of the Day.
Bill and Cindy Daves, welcome to the show.
Thank you so very much.
So happy to be here.
I'm with you, man. We got to go through this every single
Bill,
day.
don't. I don't want the attitude today, okay? I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. You have 3 categories to choose from. Hey, Ed, this one's for you today. We've got dogs.
Dogs.
Go with that one. Go with that one. Go with that one. I got the answer for you.
Zombies. And we have scarecrows. What's it going to be, Bill?
Dogs thing. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, dogs.
I think I'd go with
You
zombies.
can't upset Ed.
Yeah, dogs.
I think I would have gone with zombies.
Hey, Bill, Cindy, what do you call a dog that does magic tricks?
Ed?
Ah, there you go. Ed.
I'm not allowed to give you the answer because that would violate our policy
Do you know
here in
it?
the station.
No, that was the answer, Ed.
Yeah, that was the answer.
A dog
Ed.
that does magic tricks. It's a
Yeah.
labracadabrador.
Oh, that's cute.
That ain't even funny.
You know what? I'm with you. It goes in the cute category.
Hey, today's National Puppy Day. It was founded in Vietnam.
It was not founded in Vietnam. Will you stop? We're going to get all the Vietnamese and Chinese listeners. They're not going to listen anymore.
They love dogs down there.
I'm hoping that we don't pay for this in any way.
Now, do you get paid overtime to put these jokes together, Packy?
Absolutely.
We don't get paid at all.
Well, we did before he started.
They get paid for this?
We did before they started the joke of the day. Then they quit paying. So.
All right. Well, if anybody's got any interest in those MARTA right-of-ways or the Bigfoot mating grounds, they can get us at 828-361-9419. Or it's called, 361 Downhill Fast.
There you go. Hey, y'all got selling a lot of houses. We're talking about people coming to this area, but the market for this area is pretty steep when it comes to housing, and I think that's a good thing in a way because that brings people to this area that actually has money.
Well, the median sales price last week when we do our show on the weekends, we do a this past week in real estate, just a little segment, and the median price was up to $405,000 last week.
Mm-hmm. Oh heck, Stephen could buy 2 houses at that price.
So that's the average. Yeah. You're saying the average house being sold is how much now? That's the average.
Not the average, the median. There is a difference.
Okay, you're going to have to explain it to put that in redneck terminology.
It's a thing in the middle of the road.
The average, when you do an average, that means you take all of them. Let's say you have 10 houses, you add them all together, and you divide it by 10. That's your average. But your median means that half of them are above this price and half of them are below. So it's the one right in the middle, and it eliminates, having something maybe that was $5,000 and something that was $5 million. Mm-hmm. And so you take, the median is a much more accurate description of the market overall. So the median sales price was $405,000 last week.
Okay, Bill, put that in redneck terminology. I don't understand what she just said.
It's the halfway point.
It's the halfway point.
Oh, okay. I got it. So now let me ask you this question. Where is the market the strongest at in the area that you're selling in? Is it
Blairsville?
I didn't ask you, Ed. Shut up, Ed.
Blairsville.
Is it Blairsville, Hiawassee, Blue Ridge? Where do you see your most houses being sold?
Blairsville.
Probably the strongest area, geographically speaking, for demand is going to be Fannin County. It's going to be Blue Ridge. Geographically, again, it's closer to Atlanta. It's right at 89 minutes, from the perimeter.
That bedroom community.
It's that bedroom community that we always talk about that sometimes I just don't understand. What can you go to bed before you get to the bedroom community if you live in one? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing about it, though. A lot of people do live here. You go straight down the 4-lane to work if they work in that area. And actually, they're saying, well, it's an hour away. But here's the thing. They'll sit downtown Atlanta an hour worth of traffic or more just sitting there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Bill, Cindy, one word.
Yes.
Blairsville.
There you go.
That's a growing metropolitan of Blairsville.
Just say Blairsville. Will he be happy?
Blairsville is a growing. Blairsville is definitely a growing area. It's more, it is definitely more citified than, if you look at some place like, Towns County, or Towns or Clay counties. Blairsville is more, what we call citified.
And certainly, you've got more congestion. Your density numbers are higher.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the reality. Sit there in traffic for 3 or 4 minutes. My gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we're going to need a subway system very soon. But that's where MARTA comes in.
Hopefully, that MARTA line is going to come right in, right into Union.
From Blue Ridge right up to Blairsville, So there you go.
Oh, well.
You heard it here first.
We have done all the damage we can do with y'all.
Alrighty then.
Go back to bed.
Hey, you guys have a great weekend. And don't forget to catch our shows on Saturday and Sundays, Real Estate for Real Life.
There you go. Thank you, man.
Hey, Stephen, we got something going on tomorrow in Hiawassee that you need to talk about.
What is that?
The senior.
Oh,
Expo.
yeah, they're doing that thing with well, you know more about it than I do.
Actually, that's why I was looking at you and mentioned, Stephen, you know about that.
I didn't get my daughter to call in. She actually is up there at the Hiawassee.
I can tell you this. Paul's dog training is going to be there at 10, 10:15, and 10:30. We're going to be doing demos with our diabetes alert dog. And they're going to have all types of booths set up
that's
for
pretty cool, man.
senior activities.
I've seen that work. That's really, really cool.
And we're going to be doing all kinds of things for seniors and senior businesses and things like that. So they're going to have 20-some-odd booths set up.
That deal with the dogs actually is really cool with the diabetes where they can detect it. But anyway, the bell's ringing. We've done all the damage. We'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, hopefully. And let's see, what is tomorrow?
Thursday.
I think we got Uncle Jesse on tomorrow for sure.
All right.
Uncle Jesse's on tomorrow for sure. So anyway, and don't forget to go check out stevemags.com. If you're a car guy, you need to know this guy because he can sure enough give you some tips and liners on all the stuff that you've got. That being said, we'll talk to y'all bright and early in the morning.
Stay dry.
DP and WJULAM, Hiawassee.
Well, look here. Guess who's number one in the Nielsen ratings again?
Play 97.7.